What's going on, everybody? Team Gaming here. I'm Kaz.
I'm Jeremy.
Today we're going to be covering Pyra and Mythra in Smash. So these characters were showcased, or the trailer was 2 days ago, and we're going to be doing a breakdown of their moves. We're going to be covering some points we have, going over their stage, their final Smash, the community's feedback, and how people reacted. Maybe even some of the controversy will be in there. And yeah, so we're going to start off with the trailer and we'll work our way through the video. But before that, hold on here. Listen up, buddy. We need to talk. You have not subscribed. I see it. I see it on you. And you also should like and leave a comment if you want. And there's going to be, for this video, there will be timestamps in the description for anything at the bottom right there. I'm pointing down. You can't see it, but yeah, look at the timestamps for parts that you like. And yeah, let's get right into it.
Before we get into the reveal of Pyra and Mythra, we want to give a little pre-reveal story, a little recap of what's been happening in the Smash community starting from June 29th. Now, on June 29th, Min Min was released, and this is a character kind of like Byleth. Not a lot of people liked her, and a lot of people still don't like her. She just spams her arms and whatnot. So, with Byleth and Min Min back to back, even with a lot of time between them, they had like 5 months between them, it took away a lot of hope for good fighters in the second Fighters Pass. Even if it was the last ever Fighters Pass, people were just losing hope a little bit. And now, we jump to October 13th. Steve was actually put into Smash Bros. Steve from Minecraft! That's crazy hype. So, we get a really good character, and not even 3 months later, a little over 2 months, Sephiroth was put in. A villain. We've been dying for another villain in Smash Bros. And for more Final Fantasy reps, and we just got that. So, hope is restored, and then we have a little drought, no new announcements, no anything, and suddenly, Tuesday the 16th, a Direct was announced. Now, we haven't had a Direct in God knows how long. I'll put the date on the screen here, but a Direct suddenly, and it was confirmed that there was going to be a Smash announcement. So everyone's going crazy. Everyone's saying it's going to be a crazy character. We're going to get Dante, we're going to get Crash, we're getting Sora, we're not getting Geno, thankfully. So yeah, now it's February 17th. There's a new Direct. So the Direct starts. There's something for Xenoblade. We see Rex. He's all sad, and then he says,
"One day, Pyra just disappeared."
So we keep saying this, Pyra's missing, like what happened to her? So eventually, Pyra is found in this mysterious place, and through the fog, you can notice they're on Final Destination for Smash. So there was no indication that they're doing the Smash reveal right at the beginning of the Direct, but they did. And you know, you could assume they're on FD, they found Pyra, so soon enough, Pyra reveals she was invited to Smash Bros.
And now I'll be going over her moves in the trailer. Okay, and as we see here, she lands, then she does a little fire taunt with her fingers, and then she does another taunt where she does this fist bump. And we start off immediately seeing her down air. And one thing I'm going to bring up here with the down air, and you'll see this later, Rex says that you powered up your F smash with your fire, and this move looks like it has a lot of fire applied to it, so maybe there's some fire mechanic with the aerials or the just normal moves. So yeah, this looks like a normal Lucina down air. Probably spikes, probably kills it like 20. It's what it looks like anyway from how they're expressing it. And then moving on, this is up tilt. This looks like a cloud up tilt, but it extends more. And this move, if you look at it, I don't think it has like a lot of fire around it. Oh, maybe it does have a lot of fire around it. So yeah, that's just all speculation if her moves can be powered up, okay? So up tilt, just normal anti-air, and then you see F tilt here, because you see F smash later in the video, so this has to be F tilt. And yeah, this just looks like a standard F tilt. Nothing really crazy going on with it. You probably angle it, and probably kills like a 120. That would be my guess. And then moving on here. This here, I was speculating about this move. This move is fair because later in the video you see back air. This looks like a back air, but this is actually fair. And this looks like a fair that you'd be able to throw out twice in the air with it after a short hop before landing. This just looks like a, you probably can maybe do fair. You definitely can do fair from what it looks like. This probably have the same range as Lucina, same kind of properties. And then here you see Smash Flare, which is the F smash, and this looks like it's strong, really strong, like, but well, not strong, it's not gonna kill it 0. And then this is where Rex says the line, "You powered up your smash attack with fire." So I don't know if that's just me looking too deep into it, but maybe she can power up her moves. I think that's just me looking way too deep into it, honestly, now that I'm looking at it. So yeah, I think all of her attacks just have fire and they're strong. When you see the change, you'll see what I think the gimmick is going to be. And then you see here Flame Nova. I think this is going to be her neutral special, because you do see a side special type move later. And if this is like a charge version, because this has a lot of area of effect. As you can see, it's hitting 2 characters, and then it sends them both away. So this move is definitely gonna have a lot of range. This is gonna be a move that needs to be like charged in some kind of way before being released, and then maybe, well, if it is fast, I don't think it's going to be. You could probably use it as a jab block kind of thing, or to cover a lot of tech scenarios. Maybe cover a lot of moves at the ledge, like how people sometimes use Toon Link up B. You might be able to use it like that. I don't know how good it's gonna kill. Looks like a pretty good move, depending on what the properties are. If you have to charge it, if it's fast, etc. Okay, now you see the up B here. This is called Prominence Revolt, and this is like it's like a suicide up B. How Cloud would go up and then come down. It looks like it goes up pretty far, so this will be a pretty good recovery tool. And then she lands, and then King K. Rool gets sent pretty far away. So it might be more useful as like a landing tool, or if you catch somebody off guard with it, depending on how much lag it has. So now we see side B, Blazing End, and she throws her sword here, and then the sword hits them, and it's like a multi-hit. But then she can move after the sword while the sword is still out. So will she be able to use sword moves while her sword is out? That's just one question I have, or well, we'll see next time we see the character. That would be really interesting if she like throws her sword and then she can't use any sword moves, because the sword does look like it puts them in a lot of hit stun. So yeah, and that move looks like it'd be really good for combos. After she catches the sword, she'll be able to follow up some stuff, or maybe she can throw some moves out while they're in the sword too. I mean, we've seen she has moves that don't use the sword, so she'll definitely be able to do some stuff if like she can't do sword moves. And then moving on, this is Nair. Now this looks really fast, but it's sending upward. That's interesting. Yeah, this looks like it's very fast. This will also be like combos and just throwing it out. Standard Nair, and then they go in the back air, and this back air looks strong. It looks like it covers a good amount of range, and it's very good, and also does send upward and out. Yeah, and then they go into the CGI part, which will lead in the main gimmick. We'll see. Okay, and then Mythra comes out. Okay, this is probably, unless it's like a command input, like shield and then B, like Inkling Charge or like Steve Crafting Table, which there's a chance it could be that the command in order to switch between them. I think it will be down B, just because that's what we've seen with Sheik and Zelda. I think that's more likely what will be how they change. But if it is Shield B, I think that will be better. Or yeah, Shield B would be better for them, but I think it would be down B. So now we see Mythra here. So this is F-Tilt, and F-Tilt, it looks faster than Pyra's. So yeah, we see Mythra here, and she's faster. It seems her moves are faster and weaker. So that might be her sort of gimmick. She's like a fast, weak version of Pyra. Then you see down air here, and it's much faster than Pyra's. So I think that's what she is. So if you want fast, weak, probably better combo moves, you'll be Mythra. But if you want like stronger, heavier moves, you'll be Pyra. And they also have different moves. Well, here you see back throw. This looks like a pretty standard back throw. Depending on how much lag, you might be able to combo off of that. You can't really see too much off of it. So here you see, I think this is Neutral B, a version of it, because she was charging it. So I think Neutral B has different versions, and you'll see her in a second. So this is Lightning Buster, and she does this like string, and it sends them away. So that will probably be good for killing or just scenarios, like if they're in shield pressure, not shield pressure, if they're off stage or something, and you need like a finisher. Now I don't know what this move is. Photon Edge. I speculated that it has to be side B, but it just looks so crazy the way she's like teleporting all around from like every angle. I don't know what Photon Edge could be, because then we see like an up B move right after. So let's say that Photon Edge is side B, and that it's like a Rekka move, and it looks crazy because she's moving all around. So hopefully it only does that if you get hit. Yeah, hopefully it looks like you only do that if she only does this weird animation if you get hit. because that would be crazy if she just teleports around. So here you see Uppy. She does a shulk slash upward, and then she shoots you with a gun. And then you see this weird gimmick move, and I don't know what special this is or what button this is attached to. All these moves going everywhere is mixing me up, but this looks like a counter, but it puts you to the side. So like you see here with the Terry, she uses her shulk like move, and she goes back, and then she hits an up tilt. So I guess it's like a lagless kind of counter that puts her in a different spot. That's gonna be interesting to see how that works on, and how far the range is. Like if she gets hit with a projectile, is she gonna teleport like 20 feet across the stage, or if she gets hit with a strong move, does she have more time to act, and can she do like F smash or like other strong moves out of this? Because if so, this is gonna be a very strong and broken move. And then you see them switch, and then you see down smash here. This looks like a fast down smash, and you can see this is probably going to kill. It's probably going to have good properties like hit both sides pretty fast. Okay, out of shield option. Then you see them switch again. You see fair. Then you see this Mythra combo. She does down tilt and up air, and the moves look faster, which is again me speculating that Mythra is faster. And then they wrap up with the pose. And now I'm going to be going over the stage. So the stage is, well, Rex calls him, he calls him Gramps. And yeah, Pyra will fight on Gramps. I don't know what's going to happen when Gramps becomes a battlefield and they reconstruct all his skin, and it looks weird, but this is what the original stage looks like. And Gramps is flying around, and he sees all the other dragons, and there's stuff in the background. And then there's all the other characters. I don't know any of their names, sorry about that. And you see Pyra fighting. And here's Mythra's final smash, where she does Sacred Arrow with Rex. Looks like it has a pretty good area in front of her, and then they put down light energy, and they just get blown away. And then there's Pyra with the burning sword. This one looks same area effect, and looks like it sends farther away. It looks better overall than the other one. Then you see a little taunt here, and yeah, then you get this cool cutscene with Shulk. Alright, so now we will be moving on to some of the speculation we had on this trailer, and some of our thoughts.
So before we get into our personal opinions on the new Smash edition and the community's feedback on this new edition of Pyra Mythra, I wanted to address the exclusion of Rex from the roster. So, way back when, during the Smash Direct back in November 2018, Sakurai stated, "We decided which fighters to include when we started planning, so we couldn't add characters from titles like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which was announced after planning had started." And this isn't really completely justified, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was released only a year before Smash Ultimate. Instead of deconfirming Rex with a Mii fighter, they could have waited and decided if they would include Rex as a future DLC instead of right off the bat just making him a Mii fighter and deconfirming him, making the whole Xenoblade fanbase upset. And I'm going to use the Byleth edition as an example. Fire Emblem Three Houses was released in July 2019, and Byleth was added into Smash Ultimate as the last fighter of Fighter Pass 1 in January 2020. So, given Xenoblade Chronicles 2's release date, they would have had plenty of time to decide to push the Rex idea altogether and include him as a future DLC instead. And although some are upset that Rex will not be included as a DLC fighter altogether, he'll never be in the roster, the concept of Pyra and Mythra switching back and forth is both a more interesting concept, and a concept that makes more sense than including Rex and Pyra as a duo. In Xenoblade Chronicles 2, after Rex resonates with Lunuma's core crystal again, both Pyra and Mythra reawaken in separate bodies, with Pyra being a counterpart to Mythra, so it only makes sense for them to switch back and forth between bodies, and it also makes for a more interesting moveset, rather than just plain old Rex or Rex and Pyra as a duo. Their movesets make sense and they complement each other.
So the trailer overall, it lacks hype in the beginning, I would say. It's pretty slow paced with Rex running around looking for Pyra, and then you can kind of put it together that Pyra is going to be the next Smash character, so it's pretty slow. But then once the actual moveset and the character and you start seeing all the moves, it's actually pretty good. I like the music and how it flows, so I think the trailer overall is pretty good. And yeah, seeing all of her moves and how she's going to switch between the two, I think that will be pretty interesting. I definitely think she'll be replayable. She's not going to be as boring. Somebody like Lucina's so boring. I think switching between them is going to be pretty interesting. They'll probably have like speed and strength differences with all their moves, and they also have different moves for different parts, like side special and neutral special and all that. That's different. So there's definitely going to be some cool stuff between like maybe switching in midair and just using their moves in crazy ways. Yeah, and we've kind of seen this once before with Sheik and Zelda when they were one character. Sheik was kind of like the fast kind of approach, but I mean, that was kind of badly designed. Sheik was kind of overall the better choice, but I hope well, I know that they're probably going to be balanced. There's no way they wouldn't balance them this time around, so it's going to be good. It's going to be fun to see how, the one thing that is going to be bad about these characters is that they are sword characters, and people are getting tired of sword characters, so yeah, that is a little negative on them. Because we have gotten 3 sword characters in a row if you count Steve and Sephiroth, and I honestly think those sword characters are done well. Steve I don't really even consider a sword character. Sephiroth, he's pretty unique, so there's nothing wrong with getting a sword character as long as they're unique. In terms of how good we think she'll be, I think she's going to be around high tier. She has some neat little things. She looks fast. Some of her moves look fast. She looks like she's going to be able to kill. The switching looks like she's going to be able to mix up what she's doing, so she won't have a plain game plan. The game plan is going to be more complex. It's going to be different per person, so definitely I think these characters are going to be good. I don't see them being like crazy good. I don't see them being bad, so but yeah, we'll just have to see. Yeah, like how her switching, if her switching is bad and useless, that's going to be a little bit of a negative, but if her switching is like good and her stats change and the character changes, and then it's going to be pretty strong. So yeah, again, we will see. And we're going to talk about a little bit of the feedback from the community. So the Xenoblade fans, they really love this character. They really showed it with their reactions. I don't know much about Pyra or Mythra, but they loved it. And the non-Xenoblade fans seem to find it boring. They seem to find it like a sword character. That's probably just mostly being uninformed, but I enjoyed it. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks for everybody for watching our review on Pyra and Mythra. We're excited for these characters. We're going to play them. We're going to review them. Have some montages out. So yeah, if you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, please consider subscribe. Maybe even hit the bell if that's cool with you. Thanks for watching the video. See you around.